It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosley Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
Another hurricane season is upon us. Make this year different. Equip yourself with a backup power generator from JH Launchers Electric. We can source and supply any size, anytime to your specifications. But the best part is we stock generators. No more long waiting and delays for your home unit. We proudly stock from 2,000 watts all the way to 26,000 watts gas and diesel generators. Automatic and manual transfer switches are also in stock. Visit JH Launchers Electrics today.
What is the vision for the Vendors Arcade? To provide a world-class shopping environment where local goods and services can be provided and experienced by locals and visitors. Why is this redevelopment necessary? The renovations and expansions will revitalize the infrastructure and enhance the shopping experience for vendors, locals, and visitors. Who will be responsible for the Vendors Arcade? The arcade will continue to be operated and managed by the Castries Constituency Council, who will have full responsibility for the rental and maintenance of the space. How will construction of the Vendors Arcade be managed? A phased approach will be employed to minimize disruption to daily operations. After the completion of each phase, vendors will be relocated from the former arcade, and this will continue until completion of the new facility. St. Lucia Cruise Port, investing in people.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluffs. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Another wonderful Friday afternoon to you, everyone. It is the 8th day of the month of August 2025. Welcome once more to The Real Issues with me, Shelton Daniel, your host and producer, alongside our technical operator, Alton Jaquan Joseph. Our program, as you know, airs weekdays from 12:30 until 2 p.m. on the radio station Real FM that serves you on the dual frequencies of 91.3 megahertz for the north of St. Lucia and 91.5 for the south, simulcasting on NBC Television, Channel 120 on the Flow Cable TV service. We are on Facebook Live and on YouTube live streaming. We hope you're having a good day so far. Well, I am, because, you know, it's a long time in the morning, in the early part of the day leading up to noon, etc., that I felt so cool even while I was physical exertion. So I know that the heat that we had so plentifully 2 years ago, that it's not anywhere near that this year, and it certainly wasn't that bad last year either. It's 2023 that seemed to have been, you know, the little, how you call that, the black sheep of suffocating heat and so on. You know, felt real cool. Came inside there and saw Jaquan has the AC on 17. Yes, he asked whether I wanted it up. I said no, it can stay there for the time being. Maybe as the program progresses and I remain in the studio, perhaps I'll feel differently. Chances are I'll be able to get through without it. It just means that this guy, Jaquan, is a furnace in himself. He's generating a lot of his own heat and so on. He's got his own boiler room inside. What do you think? Young man, very young man. So his metabolism is still very much at high rev, high octane and so on. I hope it stays so. It's a good way, they tell me, to keep the fat and the corpulence and the obesity and all that thing off. So maybe I need to rev up my own furnace in some way or another. Just being facetious to start off with. I've been meaning for a few days now to take a minute or two to express my condolences to her family, to those, her loved ones who would be grieving her loss, and to pay a little tribute, however threadbare it may be. But Elma Isaac, a lawyer who passed away recently, was a very special person to me. Maybe many of you don't know that we were quite familiar with each other, that we were friends. Extremely nice person. Hard to encounter her even once and not come away with that sense of friendship, with that sense of conviviality. She was a very nice person, and I know I say that about a lot of people, but Elma Jean was, you know, special. You know, there are some people, when you find yourself in their presence, some you're indifferent. It's neither here nor there. But there's some people, when you find yourself in their presence, even if it is for the first time and it doesn't happen again, but you can feel tense, you can feel uneasy, you can feel on edge. And there's another type of person that you meet, and they just have this way of putting you at ease. They just have this way of making you feel like you've known them for much longer than you've known them. They have this way of being, even if they know a lot and they're very sharp, you know, there's some people who like to use the fact of their superior knowledge and learning and so on to toy with you and to remind you that they're superior to you in some way. Elma Jean Isaac, very intelligent lady who knew her onions very, very well, her body of work, what she specialized in, but she always made you feel at ease and walked you through things with good explanation. And I'm trying to remember the many times that I interviewed her back in my days at Radio St. Lucia on 90 Minutes and otherwise, where she always came quite willingly, sometimes at relatively short notice, even though she was the type of person who liked to be prepared, to have all her notes, to have all her references and so on, especially when it came to legal matters. She broke into a smile that lasted throughout the entire program. I never saw her scowl. I never saw her frown or anything like that. And I believe she specialized in areas like the CSME. And she came on the program often. In fact, I remember one person that she came with at one time was a Jamaican who was a senior lecturer at the University of Guyana called Shelton McDow, who tragically passed away in a vehicular accident. And very bold, very outspoken guy, very to the point. And Elma Jean was there, and you know, she was a lot. Well, Shelton was not agitated, but she was that kind of eye in the storm kind of person who was so calm, the kind of person who didn't need to force anything because she was just so well stocked up on the knowledge and on the understanding of things and explaining them. I suspect Sheldon McDonald may have been a legal mind also, that he was a law lecturer, senior law lecturer at the University of Guyana. But they were coming to explain things like the CSME, etc. Later on, as far as I know, Elma Jean became the OECS commissioner. We have the OECS commission. It's not called the secretariat anymore. And each one of the territories has their representative, their commissioner at the OECS. For example, I remember Antigua and Barbuda was the former permanent secretary, Ambassador Colin Murdoch, who was the commissioner. He was subsequently assigned to Geneva. But I believe Elma Jean was our OECS commissioner, and she subsequently moved to becoming our ambassador to the Caribbean community. A lot of the things that I got to know and understand, for example, about competition law, about the Caribbean Competition Commission, the National Competition Commissions, and she explained to me when I told her, but look, there was such a strong fight to break the cable and wireless monopoly, but I believe we are back to where we started because cable and wireless is gone. They have rebranded themselves. They have recast themselves as, what was it at the time? There was another name that they gave themselves, but the cable and wireless, Liberty, was it Liberty? I think they went through an iteration that they were, but they went through the line, through the flow, whatever. There was a Carib cable that came, and eventually they formed a partnership and they took over, and that's when they became Flow. But I think they were taken over, not by cable and wireless communications being taken over by Liberty, and then you got the sense that cable and wireless was back in the saddle. They were back in the cockpit. They were back in the driver's seat as the virtual monopoly. Digital seemed to have hit some hard times, some less than spectacular, sparkling times than the promise that they had shown early on. Things turned with them, and you got the feeling that cable and wireless was once again dominant. And I was worried. I said to somebody, to me, cable and wireless is back in the dominant position. What is to prevent them from using their dominant position? And many times it was Elma Jean who explained to me that the dominant position is not the same as a monopoly. They may not have a monopoly, but competition law also inquires into abuse of dominance. And so if you see certain pricing, if you see certain moves being made, you can make an inquiry into whether there is an abuse of dominance taking place in the market. And it was then she explained to me that one of the problems we have is that even though we have national competition bodies, we have a CARICOM competition body, but within the OECS, we do not have an OECS competition body. And I think she explained to me that one of the things standing in the way of an OECS competition body, one of the countries perhaps, not deliberately, would have been Antigua and Barbuda. Because governments are supposed to be the ones who are establishing and who essentially have oversight of the competition bodies. But how do you do it in the case of Antigua and Barbuda when the State Telecommunications Body, which is called APUA, Antigua and Barbuda Public Utilities Authority, that it is state-owned, that it is one of the countries that is an anomaly? In fact, I think that was standing in the way of Antigua and Barbuda becoming a member of ECTEL. And she said to me, the government is in this case would be both the regulator and they would be a player, a direct player, a competitor in the market. So how do you regulate competition, and abuse of dominance when there is a clear dominance in that the government, if you want to call it a monopoly, well, digital is there in Antigua, Flow is there in Antigua, but APUA also has its own telephone service, its own fixed line, its own mobile, a whole lot of things that they have. And she said to me, how do you establish an OECS competition authority when in fact you have a government that is both competitor and regulator? So we need to see how to work that out. So these were the kind of discussions that Elma Jean would have, not necessarily on air. I would call her off air at any time and to, essentially ask her those things. And no matter how busy she was, she would tell me, okay, how about at 3 o'clock this afternoon? And she would spend time going through those things with me. I'm always grateful to Elma Jean Isaac. But there's a lot that I've never said to anybody, and nobody would know because it never happened. Elma Jean actually, when I came back to St. Lucia and started the real issues, called me and said, Shelton, I would be interested in working with you to be a co-host, of the Real Issues. She actually offered to be a co-host of the Real Issues with me. Now, I'm making an out there again because of my spontaneous thing. I really should have supplied Jaquan with a picture that we could have on screen. I don't know if you can think. Her name is Elma, E-L-M-A. The second name is Jean, G-E-N-E. And Isaac, of course, you know how to spell. So if you can get a good picture of Elma Jean Isaac, it has to be tops and so on that we can put on the screen as I'm talking. But she actually offered, said she wanted. I said, you really will be able to do that? She said, well, I may not be able to go off into the controversial topics, the politics, but in terms of speaking about matters pertaining to CARICOM, to the OECS, to our integration, to those kinds of things, the whole competition aspect and so on, I think I can sit with you and I can talk. Now, I do not know whether she was speaking looking ahead to her retirement or something, because she was 61 when she passed away just a couple of weeks ago. But I don't know, but Elma Jean actually offered that she wanted to come, and she was out of St. Lucia at the time and told me when she comes back, we're going to talk. I just want to read with you some of the messages that we shared last year, 2024, was when I think she really reached out to me. I said, good morning, it's Shelton Daniel, and that was on the 6th of May, 2024. Yes, that's her. I hope you continue to be well in all respects. Are you still St. Lucia's OECS Commissioner? Good morning, Shelton. Yes, I am. I realized you were trying to call me. I am at an ACS meeting in Suriname for the week. ACS, of course, means Association of Caribbean States. And this positions, I think she was actually the head of the ACS. That was Ambassador June Suma, another extremely nice person, who was also our ambassador to CARICOM. I'm happy that St. Lucia has been putting women in the forefront in some of those positions. There usually has been a gender imbalance in them. I said, great, have a good one. She gave me the thank you little emoji and so on. And then we spoke. She called me afterwards and she was willing to come on the program. And I said, how would 1 p.m. Wednesday our time work for you? WhatsApp calling from my phone to yours. We wanted to talk about some of the matter. She said, Friday would be better for me as my main meetings end on Thursday and I can work around the time better. We're talking about in May the 9th, 2024. I said, okay. Then she messages back and says, so are we confirming 1 on Friday? I said, yes. She says, thanks. Then she messages me the following day on the 10th. Good morning, Shelton. I have to ask for us to do the program next week when I am in St. Lucia instead of doing it via WhatsApp call, as I have to attend a couple unavoidable meetings here before new contacts disperse. I wrote back and said, okay, I understand. I wish I hadn't shouted so loud yesterday in bragging to my audience / viewers about what a great program I was going to have with an ambassador to wrap up the week. We're going to have it on Friday. I've already told people I'll be having an ambassador. and there she's saying, And then on the 17th, she says, I have not been very well since I returned from Suriname. Ended up at the doctor yesterday, and I'm on medical leave until Tuesday, 28th May. I suspect maybe this was the beginning of whatever the health issues which have led to what I would consider to be the very untimely, premature death. Yes, 61, we're grateful when we reach those ages. We have to be thankful for all things, for life, whatever time the good Lord gives us. But I think that message, without going into detail, may have been the start of what eventually took Ambassador Elma Jean Isaac away from us. My message was, sorry to hear, hope you feel / get better soon. She says, I will be okay, just my body giving me a reminder about the value of self-management and rest. So I messaged back saying my paranoia is hereby repudiated, meaning, I gave her a little bit of pokes about, she had me all set up about elated and flying my flag about how I'll have an ambassador. And then I put a second message. I said, especially when you must have also been denied the therapy of jazz, you're not feeling well around that time in May, that's when maybe jazz is in full swing and so on. So you can see this little thing we have about one another. And then she says, good morning, Shelton. That's on August 14th. Could you send me some areas as to areas of integration in which you think your audience would be interested I could then prepare them as a series on which we could engage on a regular basis. So she's saying, coming on as a co-host, she would like to speak to the areas of her expertise, the areas that she's familiar with, and regional integration would be one of the areas that she would consider her forte. So give her an idea of the kind of thing she believes, that my audience would be interested in, that she can come on and we can share the co-hosting of this program. And it would not be her going down into maybe the typical Shelton Daniel areas, if you think the areas typical of me. It never really worked out. One day I was driving towards Grosley, and as I passed the Glass, where Glass service station used to be, but the supermarket, the parking lot there, I saw somebody pulling out of there. I allowed the person to pass, stopped and flashed the person, and it was then that I realized it was Elma Jane Isaac. I was going to Courts Marisil. I went into the parking lot, and the first thing that I did was to message her and tell her, I just allowed a certain vehicle, number so and so and so, a color so and so and so, to pass me. And it was only then that I realized somebody, that I had not seen for a long time, that it was a... And she messaged back, and then she said, where were you? I didn't see you. Where are you right now? And then she called and said, Shelton, we haven't seen each other. We're supposed to be talking. Well, I said, well, I've just pulled into the Courts Marisil area. She said, if the road were not so busy and I were not so far ahead, I would have turned back and so on. And I said, okay, I'm sure we'll have time. That time never came. I never saw Elma Jane Isaac in person again. To her family, her relatives, friends, those who worked with her, those who knew her closely, I'm sure there are many, many lives she touched, and I'm sure there are many, many people who deeply loved her and liked her, and even those who may not have been in that category. I'm sure the circle of those who respected her, who appreciated her and her value, that the loss of Ambassador Elma Jane Isaac, whether in the capacity of ambassador, whether as a lawyer or just a person, this is one person I have to say, no blood relative of mine, meeting her along in the course of my work, I could not but pay this tribute, as I said, however threadbare, however lacking, however poor, however deficient, it is the best that I can do from the heart. I have nothing written on this matter, but just from my heart. Ambassador Elma Jane Isaac, I will surely miss her. Somebody you don't need to see them, to press the flesh with them, but to just have the appreciation of their existence, to know that they're there. And even though when they're gone, you have not been in actual face-to-face contact with them, you know that the country, you know that the region, OECS, CARICOM, and indeed the world is that much poorer and none the better for her absence, for her departure. Godspeed. Rest in peace, Elma Jane Isaac. Thank you very much, Johnny Cyril, for responding so quickly when I talked about having a picture of us and sending it to me. Jaquan, maybe I can forward this to you. It shows her in a less formal, she looks like, it's something cultural and so on. Let me see if I can send it to you, so maybe we can have this one. All right, I'm sending it to you right now. We can put this one up, even though I'm kind of moving on to another subject before we have our commercial break. Thank you very much, Robert Lee, for telling me that maybe Terry and I can consider opening the lines a little earlier than we normally do. I'll be doing that today because it's Friday. It's the end of another weekly cycle of the real issues. But I think I've given people a bad habit, or maybe they're accommodating me in my bad habit of having preambles that are so long that even when I do what would to them be unusual and open the lines earlier, I think they've just become so accustomed to me preaching on and on and on that they really don't respond until after 1:30. Some have tried to make me feel good by saying it's because they feel so comfortable, they feel so enriched and rewarded by listening to me, that they really don't mind, but the veil habited, I really must get rid of it. And if I've never apologized for it before, then I do apologize for it now. I'm trying to correct it today. Please make my effort worthwhile. Please make my faith well found that we need to open. Because there are some people in life, when you know them, you might be hard-headed in other ways, but if they talk to you about something and tell you, Shelton, you got to do that, you tend to have that kind of respect for them. And John Robert Lee is one of those people, I don't know, because of maybe being a pastor, and he's one of those people, if he talks to me in his very gentle persuasion way and so on, I would tend to listen to him. There's another gentleman who, I won't mention his name because when he talks to me, I tend to at least stop and think and ponder and give consideration to when he says something to me. Oh, if Robert Lee thinks so, I'm going to do that. When Terry and I are together, it's kind of difficult, because even sometimes when I want to yield to Terry always tries to rope me. What do you think, Shelton? And then once the two of us engage, the fireworks start, etc., etc. So Cornelia Jacob, good afternoon to you. You can call now. Did we show the other picture of Elma Jean? All right, thank you very much for that, Jaquan. People. No, the other person, Cornelia, is not a pastor. That's not true. And I'm going to mention him. He's a gentleman I knew through work and so on a long time ago, still around. He used to be a head of Bodily and so on. Mr. Gus Small was another person who had that effect on me. Augustus C. Small, ex-military veteran, ex-deputy, and then acting director of corrections at Bodily. Gus and I had this kind of rapport that no matter how much tete weight I had, if Gus would call me and say, my brother, and he had this very firm, piercing, but very nice, gentle, fatherly way of talking. And Gus would be the kind of guy that when he spoke to me, there were others, of course, but I'm mentioning him, that I would have that inclination to want to at least give more consideration than I would have if he hadn't spoken to me. There have been other people that I've met along the way, and you have this kind of regard for them, etc., respect. It doesn't mean they're perfect people. So Cornelia, you're wrong. It's not only pastors. There are other people. Apart from that, Robert Lee is more than just a pastor. He's a writer. He's a cultural activist, animator, conscious man in many ways, who's traveled life's journeys on many different levels and dimensions, and has accumulated a lot of wisdom and experience and perspectives that he willingly shares, at least with me. I don't know. So he mentioned that to me yesterday. Folks, before we go to the commercial break, I want to just ask a question. And those who know, when you call, tell me. And import taxes ultimately paid for or borne by the consumers in the importing country, in the country where the goods are coming in, that if the government of that country places import taxes of any kind, whether they call it import duty, whether they call it whatever, consumption tax, VAT, whatever, taxes on imports, ultimately, it is the domestic market of the place imposing those import taxes that is going to bear them. The businesses will have to cope with higher prices. Yes, the government of the importing country will probably have its coffers swelled. Well, not probably, you're collecting more. So, and tariffs and import tax. That import tariffs on goods, whether from China, whether from Brazil, whether from India, whatever it is, into the United States of America, is Americans who end up paying more because of those tariffs. I'm trying to wrap my mind around, you can't ignore people like President Trump, whether you want to, because America has such a great impact on the whole world, an impact more than any other country. I mean, it's like America is the modern day Rome. All roads lead to there. It is the sine qua non of diplomacy, trade, politics, militarism, army, A whole lot of things is America. Like Neil Diamond's song, They Come Into America. It's all about America. And I'm wondering, look, here's a man who comes and who says he's going to deal with countries that are being unfair to his country, to America. They've been ripping off America for many years. They've been sponging and feeding and suckling off America. In fact, Trump sounds like, the Jamaicans back in the days of the Federation, who I think one of the anti-Federation cartoons or memes and so on was a giant mother pig, a sow, being suckled by 9 piglets. And with the little, thing like you do in the comics and so on. Help, Federation is sucking me dry. So basically, it's like the Federation would be the other islands, the poorer islands, the smaller islands, the less developed ones would be feeding off Jamaica and sucking Jamaica dry, and Jamaica pulled out from the Federation. Well, they had a referendum on it. And I think the Jamaicans voted against it, and etc. You probably know the history. And Eric Williams of Trinidad said, look, if Jamaica pulls out, the 9 others, that federation is not making sense, that 1 from 10 lives not. He didn't literally arithmetically mean that 1 from 10 lives not. What he meant is that without Jamaica, he didn't see the federation as viable, if I remember well. Trump sounds like that's the way he's like the whole world is milking America and sucking America, and he's going to stop that. He's going to, work out deals with them that are reciprocal and, love those that love America and those who don't want to do a deal that is equitable for America. But when you go jacking up tariffs, every country, India, China, that exports so much, is it going to stop Americans from exporting things? Because probably even if the tariffs, that those countries have developed efficiencies and cost effectiveness and low wages and low production costs, that they can still export to America, even with the tariffs, and it will be cheaper than what if Americans had to make it in America themselves because of the cost of labor, the cost of this. Will Americans work for what Bangladesh people work for to make clothes and so on? Will Americans work for, even if it's just toys, for what the Chinese assemble and they do, etc.? The Chinese workers and so on in a commanded, centrally planned economy, etc. But at the end of the day, you jack up those tariffs. Isn't it Americans that you're making pay? And you come boasting how, we've been collecting hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs. And I'm saying, is that something to celebrate? Yeah, you're collecting hundreds of billions. Maybe the debt that you have, I don't see how you can ever pay that debt. A debt of, 35 trillion. We understand what $1 trillion is. U.S. government in debt, 35 going to $40 trillion and this kind of thing. I'm wondering how you ever going to pay that. What kind of productivity and so on. And even if all the arms sales that you have and so on, that you can ever pay that off. I don't know. I'm no economist. But Trump is celebrating, flying a flag about since he's done that, man. The kind of money that's rolling into the U.S. government. Who are you taking the money from to full up American government coffers? Isn't it your own people? Isn't it Americans? Is it Chinese that you are hurting when you put those tariffs on, but American importers, the businesses, the consumers, and so on? That's what I'm kind of wondering. Am I missing something? The chaos and confusion that's in the world, and etc. and so on. But why am I making this point? Because we have people here who admire Trump. We have people here who want to model themselves on Trump. And if I, who have no kind of wisdom about those things, I can see the madness of it all. Can you see the madness if you have people who come here trying to pretend as if they are clones and disciples and proteges of Donald Trump? Tropical Trumps? What kind of damage they can do? Because I do not know whether I must be some kind of moron, a very bad one. Because to me, this kind of thing that's happening there is not going to do America any favors. And by the time Donald Trump is through, the guy who's supposed to make America great again, as if it was ever not great, this guy is going to wreck and ruin America. But anyway, let Americans worry about that. Let me worry about the real issues on Real FM, NBC, Facebook Live, YouTube Live streaming, powered by Blue Waters. We take our first break. When we come back, the telephone lines, I promise you, I mean it, will be open for your calls and I'll be reading your messages.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Join the Young Labour Stars on National Youth Vibe on Sunday, 17th August at Palm Valley in Grand Riviere, Dennery. Pull up for music, energy, and real talk. Bringing the vibes. Honorable Jeremiah Norbert.
CJN.
Honorable Kenson Casimir. And our Prime Minister and political leader, Honorable Philip J. Pierre. Blazing the Labour Party stage for the first time. Our endorsed candidates, Senator Lisa Jawahir
for more progress
and Dr. Shanda Harak-Singh. You definitely don't want to miss our firebrand feature speaker,
Newport South endorsed candidate,
Mr. Danny Butcher. Vibes, and more vibe from DJ Pro Style, General Biggs, Subbats, and our 2025 Groovy Monarch, Imran Nerdy.
Yeah, I go in everywhere.
It's a whole youth vibe with Labour.
Palm Valley, Dennery, August 17th at 3:30 p.m.
Be there.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Clans Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosley Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, Call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. Big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Thank you for staying with The Real Issues, powered by Blue Waters, at the end of another week on this Friday, the 8th of August 2025. We're taking your calls from now. The numbers to call, you can WhatsApp. Call us on 758-487-9849. That's 487-9849. And you can use the landline 4533-911. We got our first one already. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Bonjour.
Hello. Don't go away. Don't hang up. All right. Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Okay. Bonjour, Mr. Shelton.
Bonjour pour moi, lati bon même.
All right. Yeah, you live true to your word. So I said, let me try to be the first caller.
All right. And you made it. I wish I had a prize for you.
Oh, yes, definitely. Just tell me where and when should I collect my prize. All right. Yeah, I'm calling from the People's Republic of Library. It's very sunny. How about your neck of your woods?
How about what?
I say, what about your neck of the woods?
Yeah, we okay. We sunny, bright and sunny,
right,
but yeah, not very hot, but it's sunny.
Okay, yeah, it's perfect weather. Yeah, So I just want to highlight. I was watching Can I Help You? So many things and to Richard Frederick has been doing. I just want to big him up on opening the Jeremy Plaza. And I always admire that about Richard. He's a man of his word. He keeps true to his word. Yeah,
okay.
So when he says he's going to get something done, yeah, he does it. And we definitely need more politicians than him. And I can see why Richard Frederick is a threat to them. Because after he's the hardest working minister, yeah, he's a fun to the side. So they feel like, all these things about him will crush him. But they don't even realize that they actually make him more popular. Yes, with all the nonsense, Rush come and said and all that. I mean, come on, there's that character assassination. Where does it send you at the end of the day? Can you win an election with this? Yes, I honestly don't know. I don't know what these guys will not do again.
Right.
How low will they go?
Okay.
Yes, so I just want to say yes, enjoy the rest of the day and see the rest of the callers.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, yeah, bye.
All right, thank you very much.
Weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, bye.
487-9849 and 4533911. We've begun taking your calls already, and we have someone else.
What the things there, WhatsApp or some of them things there, and check Google about communism and them kind of things there. That man there should, I don't know what I should happen to say about him, but the Sisora people in this sense have to be very careful of him, because he's a very dangerous individual who would come and sing on the platform and make expressions. It's a very serious thing. But I believe it was Shelton who dealt with him really good in his response to it. But we mustn't let St. Lucians forget these issues. There's so many juicy things I would like to come on to, my brother, but we go talk again sometime.
Go ahead.
No, what I was saying is that that issue is about Trump's position and a kind of dual position he has there. And he well placed and related to the St. Lucia situation. Partner, I think we must understand, when Trump stands on the platform in the U.S. media and says things, although people have said he says it in a boyish kind of thing, there's a mass of American people and voters who really follow that. But the most important thing is that there's a 1%, and the figures show it, 1% of the population of America actually controls the whole economy and all kind of things that's happening in America. Yeah? Now, that 1% interest really works to really keep the American populace at bayance as far as these things are concerned. And when you rightly said, Shelton, and you related it to the St. Lucia situation, when I really, it's a sad thing to be on retirement. Sometimes I watch a lot of things and things. And when I watch some of the things that's coming out and being imbued from the platform of UWP, it really makes me feel how right you are as far as that issue is concerned. St. Lucians need to, but the other partner there, I think, when was it? When he was on Timothy, I watched it the Wednesday night. He was very right. St. Lucian people are educated and they can see now. Yeah, St. Lucian people come out from what the people used to say, from Bhutan way, and they're seeing now in clear bottles. And I don't know, the next election comes that St. Lucian people on a mass would vote from their, as far against their interest is concerned. Thank you very much and thanks so much.
All right, thank you very much. You're welcome. 487-9849, the WhatsApp calling number, and 4533911. Somebody else is on the line. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. What do you say when Monday comes?
Good afternoon to you, my brother, and to Jaquan, your viewers and listeners.
All right. Do you say happy Monday when Monday comes along?
Boy, let me tell you something. My father taught me something while I was going to school. He always said Monday is the day that you should dress your worst and Friday the best. I don't understand his reasoning.
Thank God it's Friday. I always ask people when they say that, well, what do you say to God on Monday?
Shelton, let me tell you something. I have a theory, and I am very convinced that my theory is right. Have you seen the latest episode, of To Catch a Stalker?
Of what?
To Catch a Stalker.
To Catch a Stalker.
Yeah. Man.
Yes, I saw something. I don't know if it's the latest episode. I have to say that the person, the main character, or it was in that particular.
It's an interesting guy.
Series and so on. I've only seen one episode of it, but I've heard of maybe know many things about that character, but I just didn't know that side of the character.
Boy, let me tell you something, Shelton. That was a pretty young lady. Reminds you of Minister Rambali, who's running the car streets off his seat. Shelton, as much as it is concerning, and I think that a police report should be filed, I think that's good news, on the flip side.
It reveals a certain degree of insecurity, a certain degree of fear and trepidation.
There you go.
So all the bluster, and I dare them to challenge me. If any of them want try to tackle me, but at the same time you're showing that you're quaking at the knees, right?
Exactamundo. And if I know this guy's history, the very people that he saw the little Douglas going and speak to and campaign to, he's going to go back after them. Because what he has historically done is try to use things against them, or even be reproachful and say, I've done this and that for you, and try to garner votes at the polls. That ain't working, my brother. And what is even more revealing is Titus Sprayville. Like I said yesterday, it actually reveals that Alan Chasney and Guy Joseph have lost or starting to lose their grip on the party. And the people who actually have at least half a brain are looking to the other side. Now, at the same time, I don't believe that Titus and the rest's approach is the right one, because you are immediately sullying your political career. But the desperation that reeks from the main players of the new WP is starting to rear its head. And do not be surprised if Titus Sprayville starts being ostracized from the party, or you start hearing rumors about him.
Okay.
And it will emanate from no other than within their own ranks. And to add to that, one more thing, Shelton.
Sure.
To give an example of the desperation, am I running any seat? Have I declared my candidacy for any seat?
Not to my knowledge.
So why are now the main players in the new WP recycling articles, false articles, mind you, from United PAC about Nemo hiring an ex-convict, a convicted fraudster, I've been there for almost a year, well, for over a year already, yeah? And including things about infrastructure and fake licensing. They are running scared because they have nothing to hold against this government.
Okay.
So I am reveling now in all their fear. And I have one thing to say about the new WP right now. Yope. Good afternoon, my brother.
Yope be yoped.
Yope ek yoped. Bye bye, my brother.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. We have another call on the line already. Real Issues, go ahead. Hello? All right, okay, we lost that person. All right, 487-9849 and 453-3911. We have another call on the line. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Shelton.
Hey, good afternoon to you.
How are you doing, Senator?
Hey,
You all right?
Reverend Deacon, how you doing?
Well, I'm there. I'm doing very good, Shelton. I'm receiving some of the dollars that PJP is giving to the people.
Okay, all
because
right.
I've been doing plenty airport trips of late.
All right, okay. Don't mention don't mention the name of your clientele, okay?
No, I will not do so.
Yeah, okay.
I will not do so at all.
I'm just telling you because I think with all good intentions you did it, and at least one person wasn't so happy. So
I wouldn't even mention that.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
But yes, something I want to tell people too in that regard. Children, a lot of solutions have been coming over, not realizing there is plenty of work being done at JFK International Airport. And therefore, it is very difficult to accept or come get the people, the prospective clients or people you are dropping off or people who are arriving. And so I just want to inform Solution when they are coming and they are about to exit the airport, please be sure that you can meet the person or you can call the person that is going to pick you up before you exit the baggage area. Because this is where you can get internet, this is where you can hook onto a Wi-Fi, and this is the last place you can do so if you are coming into New York. And so sometimes it's very difficult after the person has exited that area to get contact with this person, and the person who is meeting you, picking you up, sometimes this person is lost. They cannot wait at the airport. No one can wait at the airport because you just come pick up and leave, come drop off and leave. Some people want to go to the airport with you to drop you off, help you out. That cannot happen. You have to learn to read the kiosk by yourself. So when people drop you at the airport, you can just go, get your stuff done, and go and move out. People can't come and drop you off at the airport. That is not 1960, 1970, where people drop you off at the airport again. You know? So I just want to inform St. Lucians on that. There is a lot of work going on at the airport. And if I'm coming to meet you, I cannot wait for you at the airport.
Okay.
You have to let me know that, hey, I have picked up my luggage and I'm waiting at that number. So once you do that, the person who is picking you up is just about 5 minutes away from the airport, because usually they are on the shoulder of the highway waiting to enter into the airport when the passenger calls. You know, so I just want to inform people that, because a lot of people are having difficulty telling you, boy, I can't come and meet you because, you know, I can't wait for you at the airport. They put in your security, put in your, or they tow in my car, and all of these things.
Right.
It's because the amount of work that is going on at the airports right now.
Okay.
So once you land, you receive your baggage, you call the person, let the person know, hey, I've already picked up my baggage. I'm waiting you at number 3, number 4, number 5, or number 4, which is the most called out place, because this is where most people disembark, you know, and collect their baggage.
Right.
So, you know, let them know that you're at number 4 and the person is going to drive into the airport to pick you up and leave right away.
Okay.
Okay, so I just wanted to inform people on that, because it's very, very difficult right now.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, my friend.
Thank you.
All the best to you. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you. You too.
All right. We're taking your calls, and we have someone else on the line. Real Issues.
Good afternoon, Shelton Daniel.
Hey, hi. Good afternoon, my bro.
What's up, my buddy?
I'm okay. Feeling a little poor today. Can I be fed?
You don't have your back, man. I have your back, Shello.
So I can come. I can come for my meal.
We will go somewhere, and sit down and, munch on something, you know.
You see that thing? Forget about it. Quand ils la voix ou changer,
Shelly.
Yeah, man.
There are two names. I heard a caller speak about gifts for calling the program. So when gifts are available, there are two names that I would like to bring to the fore. Felix Fontenelle and Gaspar Henry.
Okay, but that's fun. But that's four names you tell me there, Felix, Fontenelle, Gaspar, and Henry. You say two. You're already trying to cheat.
Let me tell you, these names is not. Now there was a program on RSL. I believe the former administration closed down. IPI. I don't know if you remember that program. In the public interest, and I don't remember who was the main person behind that, but there's a program called IPI in the public interest.
Okay.
Yeah, and these callers have been calling from that time. But moving forward, children, the Bible declares, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, that every word be established.
Okay.
I cannot give you the exact verse right now. But I'll go and check it out. You look at Alan Chasney's father. He tells you that his son is reckless when it comes to spending money. He spends money like a child.
Who never had
father tell you that,
A child who never had toys.
A child who never had toys. You look at Mr. Peter King. Mr. Peter King used the same word, reckless. Reckless. Then you look at that guy, Titus Preville. Is it a coincidence that he came out with the same word again? Alan Chasney comes across like one who is reckless.
I wonder how long,
ladies and gentlemen.
I wonder how long Titus will last in not just the UWP, but as a candidate, if he...
But I ain't a CSP already.
What's that?
I ain't a CSP already.
You ain't what?
A CSP.
Oh, okay.
Because the fella's looking to put somebody else already, boy.
Okay.
The fella's looking to get Titus out of there already. The fella's looking for a next candidate already, my boy.
Okay.
That's the word on the ground, eh? So boy in trouble, But I won't drop that bomb caca yet. Shelton. So when they ask, because in trouble have one bomb caca to bus, but I wouldn't go there yet.
And certainly you're not going to drop it on the real issues, okay?
Shelton, once I have it, I drop it, boy.
Are the real issues okay like this,
Shelton, once I have it, I drop it. Shelton.
But go ahead.
Now when they ask him now to describe Philip J. Pierre, when they ask Titus Preville to describe Philip J. Pierre, you know how he toned down his voice? A man who is measured. A man with steady hands. And ladies and gentlemen, that is who we want as a leader right now. A man with steady hands. A man who thinks. A man who takes time, meditates.
It's a good thing Chasney doesn't have control over Newsmaker Live, Because you see the same way they say he directed that Titus wrap up 7 minutes.
Yes.
He would direct that, how you call it, Newsmaker Live, cut him off at that point, So Chasney don't have any control or any hand
in
Newsmaker Live. The same way like he tell Dominic, stop that interview that you're doing there. Let's go.
Get up the steps now. But you look at, but you laugh. Shut up, not serious, The man says, shut up, that's not your, what is it? That's not your role. Then the man says, stop it. Ladies and gentlemen, what more do you want to hear? What more do you want to hear? Let us stick with JPA. Thank you, my boy.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks. So unless we have someone else on the line, okay. Let's take a call before we go for the break, and then we'll come back and take some more and maybe read some messages. You're on the air, Real Issues. Go ahead. Hello? Hello? Yeah? Oh, hung up? Okay, all right. Okay, well, let's go for the break. Real Issues powered by Blue Waters. We'll continue taking more calls and reading some messages when we go into the home stretch of our final half hour.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Join the Young Labour Stars for a National Youth Vibe on Sunday, 17th August at Palm Valley in Grand Riviere, Dennery. Pull up for music, energy, and real talk. Bringing the vibes. Honorable Jeremiah Norbert.
Shelton, CJN.
Honorable Kenton Casimir. And our Prime Minister and political leader, Honorable Philip J. Pierre. Blazing the Labour Party stage for the first time, our endorsed candidates, Senator Lisa Jawahir
For more progress
and Dr. Shanda Haraksing. You definitely don't want to miss our firebrand feature speaker,
Newport South endorsed candidate,
Mr. Danny Butcher. Vibes, and more vibes from DJ Pro Styles, General Biggs, Subbats, and our 2025 Groovy Monarch, Imran Nerdy.
Yeah, I go in everywhere.
It's a whole youth vibe with Labour.
Palm Valley, Dennery, August 17th at 3:30 p.m.
Be there.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. Big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Real Issues powered by Blue Waters is on our final program for the week. We have a caller on the line. Did we just lose that caller? Because I heard the little hang-up sound. Okay, let's take the other one who is on the WhatsApp line. Real Issues, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Shelton.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
How are you, Shelton?
I'm doing great, and you? Malar?
Malar, man.
Malar, man.
Malar, man.
Okay, Sabo.
Shelton, what disturbs me today are two things. Most importantly is the video that I saw on social media, which shows that Lisa Jawari is in the constituency going from house to house, and there's a video or photos circulating of Guy Joseph at a distance. And even in instances where he passes really close or he is parked really close. That has me worried. You see, Lisa, whether she's a threat or not, is a woman. Guy Joseph is a cunning politician. We have heard his utterances. We have heard the utterances from those on that side when they claim to be right in the wrongs. The negative energy, the violence that is being preached on that platform. We have no idea what could happen. We have no idea what is going through the mind of the former MP when he sees this young lady in an environment that could prove to be a threat to him. Anything to get power, he will attempt to do. And this is not normal. It's not natural. And we need to ensure we call on whoever we have to call on to do something about that. The next one is a young man who comes from a community where he claimed recently he did a video about crime and criminal behavior and what should be done about criminality. And we know he did it because he felt what it was like to lose another member of his family. But he stands on a platform and accuses a sitting MP and minister of so many things. Okay? The man made a lot of defamatory statements. And then I look back at the people, some of the people seeking to sit in our parliament, and their history, their familiar lineage. It's not beautiful. It's not pretty. Now, if you have started that way, and when on the platform this man decides to go after you the way he responded to you last night, it would be he that's the problem. United Workers party, whatever they call it, a side, a grouping, whatever they are now, they have no plans for this country. A young man cannot tell us what his plans for the constituency he seeks to represent are. Nobody on that side can tell us what the plans for this country are. They're doing the same rhetorical nonsense that the not leader is doing. But I want to say this to Mr. Titus Preville. Whatever he said about Mr. Pierre was not accidental. Whatever he's not saying about Alan Chasney is not accidental either. When he makes his statement, he is saying it from the heart. And we get him and we understand what he's doing. But we must also remember, Mr. Preville, you are on the wrong side. Because your utterances are not saying that you feel comfortable on that side. Your utterances are telling us you got a plan. Okay? Leave the people party for them.
Okay.
And thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks. 487-9849. You can WhatsApp call us on that mobile number, and you can also reach us on 4533911. We have a caller waiting. Real issues, you're on the air. Go ahead. Hello?
Mr. Shelton, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
It could be worse.
Yeah, I haven't
You
heard
know,
from you in a bit
sometimes I sit down every afternoon, I look at you, I look at your skills, you and your host, you and your partner, and I know you are doing your best, but I'm saying this to you today. You can never take out a pig and make a pig a goat. You can take a pig, you can put a pig in a palace. And the day you and the pig will go off, a Sunday you and the pig will go take a walk in the community, and the pig see a pond. They will just jump in the pond and start to swim and say, "Lamwe sorti," because it's Samuye. You know, there is two things I want to say to you this afternoon. I am not surprised of Titus. I am not surprised of that. And Titus will not survive under the UWP there right now. Because under Chasney's way of thinking is that it's either me or the highway. That's how Chasney thinks. Chasney's philosophical position believes that he is the Messiah that will come to serve St. Lucia. And if you don't want to come with me, you are the devil, you should take the road. That's what Chasney thinks. There's nothing more than that. So what Titus have done there, it is not something that you Shelton, as an experienced campaigner, is surprised of. If today is my birthday, let's say something like this, and you give me a chance to celebrate my birthday, say how I feel, and whether I have been through before I reach to this kind of age, and the kind of vexation, the kind of tribulation. And then while talking, you will give me a sign to leave the stage. That is saying to me that you are not confident with me on your stage. I mean, that is straightforward. I know Titus. I work with Titus at the Ministry of Tourism. I was with Titus. We have a very good rapport. We work together at Tourism. He was the permanent secretary. And he is not a stupid person as people think. But Titus cannot survive in the environment that is there now. This environment is an environment that says that is either you accept or you go. Accept Chasney have to be the leader, and accept that there's no time in you being in that party you want to challenge Chasney. That is the philosophical of the party. So I think they should lay down, that they should put this down to Titus and then accept it. When I saw your good friend Claudia there talking, I'm just laughing. Every time she talks, I laugh. You know why I'm laughing at? Because she knows the politics, but she's trying to be nice. Well, let me say something to you. I'm not a nice person in that. The issue there right now is to make sure that the UWP don't survive on the face of this world anymore. The issue that is plaguing us is every square peg that is in wrong hole should be taken out, and make sure that we have the right people to do our right business for us. That is what it is. Right now the only way we can lose the election is if God come and say, I want you all to win, and you all have to lose because of the way I want my world to go. And if God loves that world, if God wants that world to go down in peace and harmony, God will not do that. He is an honest God. Si ça fait, il dit qu'on that li pa aimé la terre encore. La terre y allait, il met quoi sur en quoi. Et que crucifié pour, because il te voulait sauver la terre. Man de bon Dieu, c'est un homme qui méchant, bon Dieu c'est un bouc qui bon. What I am saying there now is that at the present moment, anything that is going on the other side doesn't surprise me. Because every election, Shelton, every time election is called, they always have the bosom, the excitement. Oh, by Ped, oh, by Vini. But in the ending, I am saying to the people of Labour, the people from Babondo and these people, I'm saying that to them. You never win an election until the day when the time the bell is rung. Le sonne cloche là. Et autant moun pa we pour y vote. Là ça ou ka sa commence à voter. Because tout le monde right now en disant ça ka vele contre tout loulou, contre tout. Mais tout le monde savent go to yo if you want to understand. Labour is the way to go. Labour is the party of the people. The Prime Minister of St. Lucia cannot be contested in nothing. Corruption, hatred, because sometimes I don't even get vexed with my Prime Minister. You know why? Because the heart that he has is not a heart from hell, it's a heart from heaven. He's saying to you, if you repent, you'll come to heaven. I have nothing wrong against you because you are misled. And that is who the Prime Minister is. The Prime Minister is a Prime Minister that is put there to do something special for St. Lucia, to make St. Lucia where it's supposed to be. When you look at Barbados, you look at Barbados as a little England. You should look at St. Lucia as a little America, a little Canadian. And that's what the Prime Minister is trying to do. I don't understand what people don't buy. The UWP will always have their supporters. When God runs the devil out of the devil out of heaven, there was angels that went with the devil. So they will always have their supporters. All we need to do is to stay strong, unite with each other, try to see the forwardness of where the party is going, the jealousy, the hatred, the fighting against each other. Your time will come. Your time cannot just come overnight. Your time will come day after overnight. Because everybody has their turn, Shelton. Okay. And you're doing a wonderful show. I listen to you every day. But I'm saying to you, our main area now of concentrating is make our members understand that the time is near. Every politician, every pastor, every religion that preach, they say the time of redemption is now. God is coming back to the world to do what he had to do. Now it is the time for us to come together. The Arabs, the Palestinians, everybody that believe in God is coming in one area because they know he's coming. Let all of us put our division, our vexation, our wickedness, and everything, put that aside, and let all of us concentrate that Philip J. Pierre needs another 5 years with a mandate to govern, a mandate. Shelton, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. 487-9849, 4533911. We have someone else on the line. Hello.
Hello, Shelton. Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
I'm cool, man. What's about you?
I see you finally got through. I was just going to call you from my phone, and then I see that you're on the line, so you did get through.
Okay. I just want to say hello to my mom in Peebush, Ocean Maker, and my other siblings. And I want to tell everybody in the hearing of my voice hello. And I want to congratulate Shanda Harrison on her endorsement. And I also want the other persons who showed interest, like Carlos Carrot Mosheri and Mr. St. Ange. I know Brother Gibo is in full support, and I want everyone from Mikud South to rally with Shanda and the team so we could have proper representation in Mikud South. All the young people who has not gotten the ID cards, please go and look for your ID card. And you are seeing the good work being done by the present administration. So please let us vote in the right place to keep the SLP in power for another 5 years. Now, Gasper, you said that you and Tricky need gifts. So Bernard and myself don't need gifts. Don't worry, when I come to Lucia, I'll go with you. Anyway, blessings, man.
All right. Thank you so very much. Thanks a lot. Appreciate your call. Jude Pokes Harlow, a St.
right,
Lucian living, working in Canada, and who is from the constituency of Miku South, Tiroshi, as he just told us. We have another call on the line. Real Issues. Hello. Hello. All right. Okay. Looks like people have a very short tether and leash to stay on the landline, but you can also use the WhatsApp calling line. We have another call on the line. Hello. Real Issues. Hello.
Hello, yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Sheldon.
Hey, bon après-midi, forward love.
Say hello to you and your family. Yes, Mr. Sheldon Daniel. I appreciate you. Moi, là, non, monsieur qui just fin parler là. Monsieur, moi, je wish you tout ça qui bon la vie ou la famille. Long la vie, succès, progrès. Pour parole là, ou mener prêchement, ça a nous. Et ça est pire, la parole, papa, bon Dieu. So, c'est pour ça que je suis maman Wishou. Tout ça qui est bon. Tout ça où dit là, il y a bon, dis-moi. Il a sorti par moi. Parce que papa voulait venir faire bagaille par nous. Mener la terre par nous. Et nous avons couru derrière. Avec même pas, Mr. Sheldon Daniel. Je rappelle, dit Mr. Richard Frederick. Happy belated birthday pour lui. Et long la vie, succès, progrès, santé. Puis ouais, plus pour venir toujours. Et moi, sur la prière forward là, pas d'ailleurs.
OK. Merci un peu forward là.
Après déballer, parce que je la parole. A great love for him. The Blessed Virgin Mary is his sign of sanctuary. Yes. Merci, Mr. Sheldon Daniel. Faites-toi vaillou. Qu'on y vous fait. Merci Dieu, merci la Vierge.
Merci un peu forward là. Passez un bon restant journée et puis un bon weekend. All right. My advice to Titus Preble is to form his own party. Call it UWN, United Workers Movement. He will be amazed that Fevrier and Descartes will join him, and let Shaz be. Just tell him it's free advice. We have another call on the line.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon, Shelton.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
I don't even know where to begin, but I'm pleasantly amused by the way things are unfolding. But Shelton, I don't know what it is. You know, I'm from the 60s, and I was born in this belly of both of these political beasts, and I have a very good perspective of how things have unfolded. I have predicted the last couple of elections almost to a T. Right? I told Labour that they were going to lose when they lost. Kenny was the leader. There was a successful demonization campaign on Kenny and Kenny. Up to now, people cannot understand what happened there. And then Alan comes. And I said, okay, the voice of the people, the voice of God, let's see what he has to offer between him and his immediate circle, people internationally. But Shelton, nothing happened. Nothing happened. As a matter of fact, we were put in reverse. Whatever forward motion you're making, we end up in reverse. Any which ways. So Miguel and I always having some discussions. I tell Miguel, all I tell you already about the black elections. But presently, let me tell you how I see things. Do you know that the executive of the United Work Party fed up with Alan and Guy, and they want these guys out because they cannot win the next election. Open your eyes, smell the coffee, get real, right? And you see, I'm surprised, I'm shocked at Titus Preble will tie his cow in Alan pasture. What is the matter with title? So I discussed this with Miguel already. Now, at the next election, when Alan does lose, the executive party will be forced to say, but you still look at AP. So all these players, they're now lining up, looking to jostle to end up being in control of the party. But Alan and Guy will not relinquish the leadership or control of that party. So, the last caller just made a very valid. The best thing, Titus, is to go and form your own party, and you'll see how many fellas are going to come and join up with you. The United Workers' Party is done. They're going to end up just like the United Workers' Party in Dominica when Eugenia,
Okay.
And I just can't understand. What is the matter with solutions? Open your eyes now. Like I said before, the next general election will be judged on performance. Who performed and who didn't. We can see the chalk, we can see the cheese. Film at 11.
All
So
right.
then the next time I want to talk to you is about the police. No, I have some things to say, but I don't want to go on too long. But I used to try to withhold washing my tongue on the police because I have very close friends who are policemen, and these fellas I think are clean fellas. But you cannot tell me all the gains that the police are making. They've been watered down by some of the nonsense some of the few fellas doing, man. So it have nothing to. Sheldon, good afternoon.
All right, thank you very much. Good afternoon to Empress Bobo, who says, advance Earth Strong to my loving sister Portia of Sagiko. She will be celebrating her Earth Strong on Sunday, wishing her more blessings, more life, more health, more strength. And again, this greeting is coming from your sister, Empress Bobo, with love. All right, another person messages me and says, with your influence, I am asking on behalf of a few persons who have not received their monies under the Poverty Reduction Fund. Is it still called that? I think there's another name for it on Trinity Church Road, where they disburse money for income support for persons. To please make representation. The last time I reached out to you, it was a success. Well, thank you very much for that. I'm indeed flattered, and anything I can be of help wholesomely. And the message writer says, can you imagine these people are calling me? Well, if they called you and you asked me to see what I could advocate for and you say it was successful, thank you very much. But I really don't have the influence that people think I have, okay? I convey messages. We have a call on the line. That should be our last one. Really shows you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, cousin.
Hi, hey, good afternoon. How are you doing?
Can you allow me to send a simple 5 greetings to the family?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I'm sending simple 5 greetings to the James family and the Smith family of Monrepo on behalf of cousin Emily and that passed. I wishing them strength and courage. I'm also simple 5 greetings going out to my nephew of Dairy Soak of Bud James. Is the same family. I'm simple 5 going out to all the family, including I am a member in the family. But I'm asking them to be strong and hold on tight.
Okay, thank you very much, cousin.
Also you too, cousin Shelton.
Yes, thank you very much, cousin Helen. Really appreciate that.
Right,
and it's not too late to tell you my own sympathies on the loss of your son not too long ago, in a very tragic way. Kunta was your son, Anthony William. I really knew him well. He was a very funny person, and I know this must be something that hit you very hard and was very painful. And then to have, other close family members being lost in really quick succession. So be strong, as I know you are. All right, I think we'll have to wrap it up about now. Someone sent a message saying, so Shakadan Daniel died in 2013. Kimberly De Leon was killed at a home in 2018. Also, we actually had crime in St. Lucia between 2016 to 2021. Being sarcastic, I wouldn't, not with something like homicides. But I digress. And the historic Royal Jail, along with custody suites and police headquarters, were demolished by Alan Chasney in May 2020. People, where was police evidence kept? Could it be that the valuable evidence from the Kimberly De Leon and Shakadan Daniel cases disappeared or were misplaced when the police headquarters, the over 200-year-old jail and custody suites were unceremoniously demolished by Alan Chasney on 23rd May 2020? Another curious fact was that date deliberately chosen to demolish, as it was the anniversary of the 16-1 Labour Party election victory in 1997. And with all intent and purposes, the new detention facility, which was renamed the Centralized Community Safety Center, was officially opened on 23rd May 2025. Shasne, you see what you do again? All right, I don't really know what to make of this one. You, I'm sure, will do a fine job with that. But thank you so very much, everyone, for having been part of the Real Issues today and for the week. Powered by Blue Waters, our program, God willing, will resume Monday, same time from 12:30 to 2 on Real FM radio station, NBC Television, Facebook, and YouTube live streaming. Thank you very much, Jaquan, and to all of you. Enjoy the rest of your Friday and your weekend safely. Shelton Daniel signing out.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
The winning numbers for the midday draw of Friday, 8th August 2025 were Double Daily Grand 2, 3, 9, 10, Big 4, 6, 4, 0, 9. The Big 4 multi-X ball drawn is FB. Pick 2, 8, 0. The Pick 2 multi-X ball drawn is 2X. 1 off, 3, 1, 6. Lucky 3, 2, 2, 0. The Lucky 3 multi-X ball drawn is FB.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts.